In just 5 years, the Philippines has undergone a transformation. From the so-called sick man of Asia to the investor's darling. By pledging to put the country on the straight path, President Benigno Aquino III, who came to power in 2010, has clamped down on corruption and revived confidence in the economy. But the president is barred from running for a second term, and on May 9th, Filipinos will go to the polls to choose his successor.
Whoever wins the vote will be at the helm of one of Asia's fastest-growing economies, with a population of about 100 million people and a crucial position by the South China Sea. In true Filipino style, the election campaign has been dominated by personality politics, with any talk of policy pledges actually being eclipsed by soundbites and controversies.
Over the past 10 years, careful economic management has brought government debt down to less than 50% of GDP. The Philippine economy has grown an average 6.3% annually for the past 5 years. Investment is pouring in, and the IT services sector is projected to generate 1.3 million new jobs over the next few years. About a tenth of the country's population finds work overseas, sending home valuable remittances that prop up the external balances. With only a few days to go before the vote, the Philippines is facing one of the closest races it has ever seen. Mr. Aquino's choice candidate is Mar Rojas, the grandson of a former president and an experienced politician. But despite recent stellar growth, concerns over persistent poverty and corruption mean Filipinos seem to be favoring anti-establishment candidates.
So what we see here in the Philippines is actually the rise of grievance politics, which is not unique to the Philippines. We see it all around the world, especially among emerging markets. And there's an impression among a lot of these emerging markets that the governments are not delivering on their promises of effective leadership. So we see similarities and echoes of that here also in the Philippines. So in the last 6 years, the Philippines has been one of the fastest growing economies in the world, but a lot of issues like infrastructure development, like traffic congestion, for instance, like crime and law and order, peace negotiations in Mindanao, none of this have experienced any significant improvement.
Weeks ago, the frontrunner was Senator Grace Poe, the adopted daughter of one of the country's best-loved film stars, who positioned herself as a fresh-faced reformist. But Rodrigo Duterte, the mayor of Davao City, has now overtaken her. The strongman candidate seems to be maintaining his lead, even after videos surfaced showing the would-be president making shocking jokes about the gang rape of an Australian missionary in Davao.
Ang napasok sa isip ko, ni-rape nila, pinagpilahan nila na doon. No, bakit nagalit ako? Kasi ni-rape? Oo, isa rin yun, pero napakaganda. Dapat ang mayor muna ang mauna. Pinatay ko talaga lahat yung Pugo story.
At the center of the polls is COMELEC, the body tasked with coordinating a vote across over 7,000 islands in a country where bribery and violence are rife.
Well, the most important thing really to consider is how close the election results are projected to be. The thing is, the last time we did this for presidential elections in 2010, there was, by broad consensus, a clear frontrunner. But now there is no such clear frontrunner, and a lot of people are claiming that top position for their own candidates. So you can expect that on election day, you'll see results that are closely tracking each other, which means that it is a very definite challenge to make sure that the election results, whatever they turn out to be, are credible.
Since independence from American rule, Filipinos have voted in a dictator, a film star, and members of the established elite, focusing on personality over hard policy promises. With days to go before the polls, it seems like nothing will change. The question now is, will the next president be able to sustain the economic gains that the Aquino government has achieved? Or will the Philippines simply remain one of the world's most colourful democracies? Avantika Chilkoti for the Financial Times in Manila.